bitches, how are we? I'm like the lone comedian of the night. Everybody else has these like great pieces, and I'm like, I wrote this at work today, but you guys are gonna shit when you hear it. Because it's completely true, and I'm not classy. Stokes! Just seconds before I blew out the candles on my 30th birthday cake, a friend yelled out, "Get fucked!" Fingers crossed, I retorted. As a rush of air exited my lips, I made my wish. Minutes later, I became what each and every one of you makes fun of on a daily basis. I became a 30-year-old virgin. Ingest this. My vulva is like crying right now. Sure, I was guilty of making a mockery of my own kind. I'd watched the creepy male janitor at work gently stroking my cubicle walls with his feather duster and hurled accusations at him, saying, "I bet he's still a virgin." I'd pick on the nerdy guy with the high-waisted jeans, too tight polo shirt, and blackheads. There's no way that guy's getting laid. Let's rewind a bit, shall we? Study how I came to be. At 19, I had a nose job after years of being ridiculed and called Blossom by my peers. This is supposed to send me into full bloom. Now that I was hot, I should have wanted to walk around with my vagina hanging out, ready for the next jock with a circus-sized penis to pop my cherry. Instead, I developed the lofty principle, I'm gonna wait until I have a serious boyfriend before I boff. Thank you, one person. You like boff, right? You like boff. I used to say fucking, now it's like boff. And a guy's penis is a boff tool, but that's part of my one-person show. Okay, you can tell I'm not Peter Hyman right now, right? I'm like such an idiot. I'm like, he got up there, I was like, oh fuck, you're so screwed. Well, summer turned into fall, and the leaves fell, and the snow mounted and melted, and the grass started to peek through the snow, and then it got hot again, and eventually the leaves started to fall again, and this cycle of the seasons changing went on, and I graduated college and got older and older, and I was still a virgin. I was no longer that naive 19-year-old fresh off the rhinoplasty assembly line. And if you were from Long Island, you'll understand what that means. I was 26, living in Manhattan, and still a virgin. You guys are like, oh, that's when the laughter stops. I felt like I needed to be proud of my status. I needed to get it out there, spread the word, find other virgins over 25, hunt, gather, band together, as if to say, fuck no, we won't fuck! I searched high and low, leaving no stone unturned. There had to be more of me. I attended dinner parties of friends of friends of friends, where the following conversation ensued. Can you pass the gravy? I'm a virgin. To no avail. I even wrote an article on Girl Comic Net, and unfortunately, 5 years later, if you Google me, it's like the first thing that comes up when I want to stab myself. It's all about how I'm a virgin, and this is a passage from it. I'm a 26-year-old virgin, and I amuse all my girlfriends who have all hung with chandeliers, from the chandeliers with my list of people I want to lose it to. Numero uno is Oliver Hudson, son of screen legend Goldie Hawn, and brother to the ever-sexy Kate. I might as well just fuck Kate at this point, because she got the career. That's when, like, Oliver was kind of gonna maybe make it, and it never happened. Following is my ever-growing fascination with SNL funny man Jimmy Fallon. You know what happened with that one? Taxi. It's just one word, it's like never again. Until Jimmy shows up on my door with his guitar and a silly song where I'm flipping low-fat pancakes at the Hawn Russell compound, it looks like I'm still a virgin. Now, who would want to fuck that? Not me. So cut back to my big 3-0. As I blew out those candles, I knew one thing. I had to get laid. I personally didn't care about sex, as I had a foolproof masturbation regimen. But my friends were getting worried. In fact, some of them had even wept openly when the subject was brought up. It was a balmy May evening in 2006. I was in Williamsburg reading in a friend's entry to her 29th year of life. That's hipster speak for I was at my friend's 29th birthday. It's like pretentious to the umpteenth power. I'm a pharmaceutical copywriter. I have to show creativity somehow. As I casually sipped on a blue moon with lemon, I caught my reflection in the man-made pond. I was wearing a bright red wife beater, Forever 21 jean shorts that fell just below my knees, and platform shoes that had brightly colored ribbons as laces. I had on not a stitch of makeup. If this ensemble wasn't a mating call, then what the fuck was? 1 hour and 3 blue moons later, I was in the corner Frenching a Scottish bloke who just happened to be 1 month my senior. After I let him finger bang me on the street corner outside the bar, which is true, because I was a virgin slut, it's true, I decided that he would be the man to launch me from the planet V. I hadn't had a wax in a while, so I slipped him my number for a later date. I was fully aware of Scottish women's reputations for having jungle bushes, but I couldn't do it. I am a lady. Gotta have my landing strip. Later that week, we met at C. Anybody know that place? A groovy Thai food place in Williamsburg. The first thing he said, now he's Scottish, so he sounded like Shrek, and I can't do the accent, but just play it in your head. The first thing he said was, "You get the drinks, I'll get the dinner." What? She knows. This bitch is like, I've been around the block, I know. I know. I hear Michelle laughing at me. That's Matt. 2 friends I have. Fingers crossed. Further extending his chivalrous behavior, he added, "Don't get used to this. I'll be in graduate school in the fall." Little did he know I was a virgin with a plan to fucking run. I placated him over a shared plate, because I was paying, of tofu pad thai about how dreadfully awful the American healthcare system is. Then we went back to his place. "You should have all bought tickets to the show I put on." "Oh, fuck me," I roared. Meanwhile, I was like, ouch. My genitalia probably thought it was being murdered or raided by enemy penis. Because it was 97 and had never seen one. Anyway, I survived, took a shower, and was no longer that little nasty word you people call a virgin. In all truthfulness, the following day the sun came out and the birds started chirping loudly over the rush of the midtown traffic. People were walking down the streets of the 5 boroughs with springs in their step. No one knew why they were in such a great mood, but I did. Scotty texted me a few days later, "Hey, sex bomb, let me know when your next show is." And I never responded. After that, I had sex with 2 more people, one that was sweaty and sans condom, and the other one I met on MySpace. He had a hairy back and kept saying, "Ooh la la," in response to everything. Swear to God, I'd be like, "I'm gonna go out tomorrow night, ooh la la." Ooh la la. He was a publicist in the music industry, ooh la la. Needless to say, there have been no repeat offenders. Godspeed, number 4, I know you're out there. Maybe you're here tonight.